don't mind it being tilted, kind of. Why is this tilted so high? Anyways. Alright. I don't really want you to see the rest of my room, but that's okay. The way things go. The way things go. And I'm a little late today because Dad had an appointment and I was gone most of the morning. Then I made food, and then finally, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm here when I would be after my break. Now, because of the day, I'm going to try to fudge a little bit of extra time and go to 4 if I can manage it. Um, so I can get a few things done. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll start doing nightly live streams again. Maybe. We'll see. Um, so that being said, maybe they should have spaces in between them. I think there should be spaces in between. Okay. Okay, I'm just yeah, so I'm separating these out. Um I actually only added numbers to half of them just because it's taking so long. This is taking too long. So and since today's being Monday, I'm supposed to post the channel everywhere, but because I was late and I was gone earlier, it's a little bit trickier. 8, 9, 30. All right. Now, okay. I just have to keep track of how many I've got done so far. So I've gotten 13, which is about 65 of them done. 280 down, 280 to go. I mean, I would like to go faster, but sometimes on the weekends or afternoon, evenings, I don't know, I get kind of lazy. It's so weird. I get super lazy. And I'm only yawning because I didn't sleep last night. So I'll just be yawning and almost closing my eyes and almost falling asleep. But I will battle through it and I will get all this under 14 done. Now, by the same token, let's actually let's start by I'm not looking at the chat, so I won't see you in chat just a few moments. I'm gonna do like a page, and then I'll do some deals. I also have to have the advertisement deal to do, where I go post it to X, and I post it to Discord, and I post it to IRC. Um, that I'm streaming right now. Well, it almost doesn't matter, but I'm gonna do it anyways. But I'm gonna do it as I'm working, so I'm not spending too much time. That new tab. Go to narrative pages, narrative pages. So chapter 3, title 3, page 16. 3, title, where's title 3? Page 16. Okay. And so what do we got here? Incommunicado at the window when base disembodied voice. So friend gets Back in town, empty case. Time. Back in time, back in time. Why do I have 3 back in times? Done a feeling? I got 3 done a feelings? Wow, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess in the 15 I would have 3 when I... Actually, I should have... No, no. No, that's right. That's right, isn't it? No, that's not right. Alright, let's go. I was gonna do it. I was not gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna pop this open. And we're going to check out Ember. Okay, that's fine. This one is Trial by Combat. This one is The Return. Return to Scarborough Fair Chicken. Oh, I see why I did that. I see why I got the 3. So I got 9 of them, and I got 3 duplicates on purpose. This is a 3x3 matrix. It means less pages, but you still get to do them in any order. I even have a compressed one that's just 3, which I've already done one of. Um, which doesn't really provide exactly. I mean, it does. It provides you with a little bit of a choice, right? But it's as many pages. But we're not going to worry about that now. What we are going to do is return to Scarborough Ferry Chicken. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I'm going to be yawning for a while. So apologies. And what the heck is... Oh, I see. It shouldn't be over there. It should be right here. Okie dokie. Here's old flame. Incommunicado. Oh, well, it's interesting. Oh, if it were the same page, like I couldn't have like 1 continue and then also 3. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know this is a weird way to do it, but I did it. That's the way I did it. Guess who just got back today? While us boys have been away. Had much to say. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Back in town. You know what? This is actually a title page. Title pages should get their heading in there. Ooh, Mouse Wizard. Mouse Wizard to me sounds kind of dumb because... Okay. Conversation with an old friend. So Vanilla says Hubert shouldn't be here and he asks her why. She tells him the vacation fairy godmothers are forced to become witches. Something about an army, but she doesn't know how they fit into that. He asks who's doing it. She responds that it's the woman that stole his magic, the evil Violet Moonshadow. She states that Violet's taken over the school. Hubert tells her to stay put while he gets some more information. It's where the wizard you for the final bit of information. Okay. Alright, so conversation with an old friend, the disembodied voice. Talking to this Mario, Finland says he shouldn't be there. Okay. So these interesting thing though, conversation with an old friend. These technically should be the same page, but they're not. But that's okay. That's the way I did it. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Okay, so this is essentially the fairy godmother, fairy god college cycle here. Well, Scarborough Fair Chicken: The Return. All right. Conversation, disembodied voice. Ugh. That's all of these together are kind of together. This one isn't though. Return to Scarborough Fair Chicken. Okay, so let's boop, 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 boop. Bup, 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 bup. Are you going to Scarborough Fair Chicken with parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme? Flavorful chicken. Let's see. Let's see. If there's a fine dinner you're seeking. Come and get yours for $9.99. Anyways, I figure a commercial jingle for Scarborough Free Chicken. That's whatever that price that saves rosemary and thyme. What's the name of that song? Old folk song. That's not no. That's not Green Sleeves. That's something else. Let's see something here. What? Yeah, it's called Scarborough Fair, right? Okay, the ballad. Renaissance Festival. There's folk singer adapted it from the melody by McCall. Anyways, yeah. So the key to Scarborough Fried Chicken is parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. That's just basically it. So okay. With the information, John sneaks back through the window and heads for Scarborough Fried Chicken. That's just so mundane and boring. I almost could take it out, but right now, I guess not. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's she loves me not. Okay, cancel. The headmistress. This. I wonder if I should spell that differently. Tessmacher. I always thought it was TSS or something like that. I didn't think it was TSCH. Would that be more like Tesh? I don't know. I don't know. Still thinking the English, not German, because the name's German. So, okay. Now, Freed, open the door to the office from the inside. They both said their wells as John headed back to the fair. I think the Renaissance Fair, I think that's the one I would put an E at the end, and Scarborough Fried Chicken. John headed back to the fair. I mean, that's all there is. It's not even a page. It's like it doesn't need to be its own page, honestly. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it though. Why? Because I'm gonna count it as a page done, right? Okay. Scarborough Fried Chicken. Pageless text. Scarborough Fried Chicken. And another one down, and another one down. Another one bites the dust. Hey, you're gonna get yours. Oh, good evening, Rook. I didn't have I don't have the window popped out just yet. So just because I kind of started late. Actually, I kind of started on time, and including my lateness is kind of on time too. So believe it or not. But only the second half today, unless I get some extra time tonight sometime, which I don't know if I'll be able to do, but we'll see. We will see. Let's see. Three pieces of chicken and biscuit comes to a good deal for you. Anyways, I'm gonna write a jingle that's to the tune of Scarborough Fair, and the lyrics are gonna reflect the fact that you can have a good meal for $9.99. You know, maybe a few years ago it would have been $5.99 or $4.99 or even $3.99, but in this day and age it's $9.99 because it's been, you know, and that is still a pretty good deal getting a full meal for $9.99. Uh, what am I looking at? Looking at oh, notifications. Okay. Let me pop out the chat. Out the next chat, whatever. And that you've been telling lies. Oh no, not me. I don't wanna cry. You know, if I'm gonna sing to myself on my stream, I'm gonna have to learn the lyrics of the songs I want to sing. Right? Does that make sense? Of course it makes sense. It makes sense because I make sense. I make 100% sense. Total sense. All the sense. I make all the sense. And I don't mean the smells. I don't make any of the smells. All the sense and none of the smells. I guess that'll work. That'll work. Do 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 do. Okay, let's get back to it. Hubertal Flame, Incommunicado. Incommunicado. It's only two incommunicados. Like two avocados. Okay. Okay, here it's on Flame. Let's actually just open these ones in text editor. Here it's on Flame. Okay. Hubert. Okay, halfway, right? Okay. Halfway. Decided to try the front door of Gray God first. Because maybe it wasn't locked. Yeah. They usually at least try keep up a pretense of normality. Reaching out to grab the large knocker. Large knockers. Reaching out to grab large knockers. Okay. More knockers. He was met with a sudden shock and knocked flat on his butt. Okay. Of course. I should not only lockout spell, but a nasty little deterrent as well. Only one person let's do booby trap words. But I will leave off judgment. So I can confirm it's her. Okay, so looking for her. So basically, halfway, uh, kind of has kind of a good inkling who it is. He doesn't know for sure, you know, but he thinks he has a, he's thinking halfway arced around to the side to some windows. Ran to the side to some windows. Looked in. Inside, he saw a bunch of old ladies comically trying to mount a broom. One of the ladies seems a bit, I shouldn't say older, though, because it's not necessarily older. In fact, most of the fairy godmothers should be kind of older. One of the ladies we saw there was actually a bit younger than the rest. Well, technically speaking, she was pretty old. Technically, she was pretty old as most fairy godmothers are. You wouldn't know it to look at her. She did have a white streak in her hair. Her other is brunette hair. Brunette auburn? What's auburn? Hair colors. Hair colors. Hair colors. That's not what we want. Hair colors. See. List of different hair colors. Descriptions. Hair color. Platinum. Ash blonde, cool gray undertones, golden blonde, sandy blonde, beige tone, or strawberry blonde, blonde with red hints. Brown shades include dark brown, rich neutral, chestnut, warm with red undertones, chocolate brown, deep and creamy, ash brown, cool and smoky, and caramel, warm, golden brown. Red shades include copper, vibrant orange red, auburn, dark red brown. Okay, so that is auburn. Okay, burgundy, wine colored. Yeah, mahogany. Hmm. Hair colored chart. Uh, melanin. Okay, so just with that little bit, brunette. Where does brunette fit in there? Where does You know, I don't even know what brunette is. I always figured it was kind of a brown, but you know what? I don't even know, honestly. Are you hungry? Scarborough Fair. Directly in the brown category. It's not a separate hair color, but a specific term used to describe shades of brown hair ranging from light chestnut to deep near black chocolate. Entire spectrum of brown hair includes light brown. Brown is a technical color name used on dye charts. Brunette is often used as a description. Soft focus implying richness, depth, and polish. Some sources restrict brunette specifically to dark brown shades, but broadly covers all brown tones. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Interesting. What do I like? What would I like? Now, well, technically speaking, she was pretty old, as most fairy godmothers are. You wouldn't know it to look at her. She'd have a white streak and otherwise, Doyle, Auburn, Auburn. Say Auburn here. She'd have a white. She'd have a white streak, otherwise Auburn. On curly hair, uh, Auburn on curly hair. Quite, she was quite beautiful. Uh, let's see. She was quite beautiful. Let's see. And almost not at all the traditional little little silver-haired mother style fairy godmother. Almost not at all like the. She was quite beautiful and almost not at all the traditional little silver-haired mother style fairy godmother. Little, how about little old silver-haired lady style fairy godmother? Other than her beauty, the the main reason halfway took notice is she was actually an old girlfriend from back before the tourist, before the resort existed. Resort existed. Wasn't actually. It was actually. She was actually an old girlfriend from back. Okay, we're gonna block. We're gonna ban them, and then we're gonna deny. I have to do that all the time. Even Twitch has its own, I guess, words or whatever, but it never takes, so I don't know why. Name was vanilla. Until a certain party name was vanilla. Until a certain party appeared halfway into or okay. We're gonna leave it like that while I go halfway, try to started waving his arms and jumping up and down to get her attention, but to no avail. Okay. Just as Halfway was about to attempt some visual display spell, like fireworks, like uh, fireworks, um, he turned around, face him directly. She didn't change her demeanor, and she kept talking to the rest of her class. Apparently, she didn't see or hear him. And yelling to get her attention, but to no avail. Just as Halfway was about to attempt some visual display spell like fireworks, she turned around and faced him directly. She didn't change her demeanor. She kept she kept on talking to the rest of her class. Apparently, she didn't see or hear him. Uh, let's do it here. We're gonna do a little something here. Um, um, Halfway decided to attempt a projection spell, not really knowing uh, how his halfway problem would manifest itself. He also figured maybe he could kind of direct it to go the way he wanted. He could either, and I probably have this in another deal where he does kind of the same thing. Uh, hit one if you want halfway to see. I don't know. You're gonna have to give me a second. I need to use the facility. So, uh, I'll be back in a few moments. Please forgive me. I will be right back. I got another chair and I need to put it together. Get another desk. I need to put it together. Okay. Let's do this differently. Normally, because of the way magic works in Enchanted Lands, it was primarily based on intent. So halfway figured it maybe intends to do it more like audio projection. Then the halfway problem would manifest itself toward that end. And if instead he leaned more toward visual, that it would go that way. Was really a risk in any case, but he figured have a better chance doing what he wanted than just casting a spell and waiting for something to happen. 2. Hit 1 if you want halfway to cover his ears. Halfway to, well, cupping is more like this, not like this. Here. Let's do something here. All right. So an okay sign here is it's simply to put your forefinger, your index finger, forefinger, and thumb together in a hole as a hole. Then the other 3 fingers extend as far as they can. What I'm trying to describe bring all your fingers together in a sort of tube or tunnel. What do you call that gesture? Yeah, let's see what it says. I'm not really sure, But basically, from a tube or tunnel shape is most commonly called a hand cannon or finger gun. No, no, no. I I meant finger gun is the index finger pointed out and the thumb straight up with the other three fingers folded, 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 folded over back towards yourself. Yeah, it's like when you sort of, yeah. I'm talking using the thumb or finger to create a loop. Um, and sometimes, yeah, sometimes if you hold up both hands like this in front of your eyes, it's sort of like binoculars. This is not a finger gun. This isn't a finger gun. This is a finger gun. Okay. This is like when you put your hands up to your eyes to make fake binoculars. Okay? I was gonna have him do this for with his ear to. No. Yeah, I said that already. No. Um. Never mind. Thanks for replying. It's annoying. It's partly because have partly to do with the way I'm describing it. Let's pull up. Let's do this. Mm, why is that having a problem? It's Control Shift. Okay, let's bring the old Super Croc out. Okay, so okay, let's say you put your thumb, index finger together, form a loop, and extend the three remaining big fingers out straight. It's the OK sign. However, what if you want to say cup? It's not cup like this. It's like uh, with the three fingers just behind the index to where they're um, it still form the top part of the loop. And if you do this with both hands and place the hole in front of the eyes, then you call that binoculars, right? It should know what I'm talking about just because I described it a little bit differently. Should work. Come away, find binoculars. Okay, Loop says eyepieces of fingers forming the barrels. Okay. What would you call it if I only did my hand like that and placed it over my mouth or ear to represent a sort of mouth or ear horn? What do you call it? You call it a horn? Ear trumpet? Ear trumpet. Okay. Ear trumpet. Yes, it's ear trumpet. Thanks. Something like that. It's for a spell. Halfway has to make a projection spell that's supposed to generate audio visual of himself inside the structure or across the distance. But he only has half of his magic, and so he's attempting to direct the half magic to what he wants. The idea being, since Enchanted Lands magic is based around intention most of the time, it might help him here. So in this case, he can do the ear trumpets to indicate his intention to do audio projection, or he can do the hand binoculars to communicate attention to cast a visual projection. Originally, I wanted not to tell the player which one to pick. So I had it one or two to cast projection, but realize it sort of breaks immersion, kind of, and it would be better That might be better. Sorry. Uh, my mind wanders off when I'm not operating much sleep. Okay, so realize it sort of breaks immersion, kind of. It would be better. if I made him do the two different gestures that amount to the same thing. So then ear trumpet, ear trumpet. Tie directly into intention-based magic and gives Hebert's half magic a fun visual directing moment without breaking immersion. So yeah, that's what I figured I would do. Okay. Where is... Alright. Hit one or two. Actually, let's do one or two here. Let's go to here. Let's check the door specs. So, one Communicado. That's one. You go to gesture. So, that's going to be the visual. So one is visual, and the other is audio. So, I'm binoculars is and he's casting the projection spell. Hit 2 if you want halfway to climb an ear horn with his hands when he casts the projection spell. Alright. It's a 0 to foot. I'm going to count that as good, even though it's a little bit longer than it should be. So try not to do overly edited. Overly. Okay. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Chicken, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Delicious chicken. You can get. You can get a good dinner there, including a drink for $9.99. Yeah, I just thought of something which might be funny. It might never make it in there, but I'm gonna use it anyways. Recent. Okay, let's go all the way down. At Scarborough Fair Chicken, you can have 3 levels of crispiness on your chicken. Crispiness, crispy critters. First is original. We'll say original crisp. Yeah, okay. Like original recipe, but I'm not gonna say original recipe because that's Kentucky Fried Chicken directly. Original crisp. Second is crunchy. Crisp. And thirdly is tear up in your mouth, crisp. Crisp. Okay. I just want to do that little tidbit because I just thought of something like it would be kind of funny. In fact, I might could work it into a puzzle. Maybe tear up your mouth could be part of a puzzle of some sort. Something that you need to tear up or otherwise damage by using SFC skin. Okay, that's dumb, but I like it. I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Alrighty. Incommunicado. Incommunicado. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can get done here. Pulling a few hats out of his bag. He casted a projection spell. Only he was trying to get the halfway part. To lean toward the individual. So he put his, what do you call that? So he mimed binoculars by putting his hands in front of his eyes. At first, nothing happens. Then, slowly but surely, his image appeared within the classroom. Vanilla jumped as he turned toward halfway, heading there in the classroom, and she started to speak to him. Okay. All right. I see. Incommunicado does the same thing, but are actually two different manifestations of the same spell. Should speak to him, but quickly realized he couldn't speak back. Halfway, then did what only could be described as I don't know what I was gonna say there. Annoying. but quickly realized he couldn't speak back. Halfway then did what could only be described as a game of charades. Oh, okay, textbook. All right. I don't know how to make this funny, but it started writing as though started air writing. Um, writing. Uh, said vanilla, but halfway gestured, sort uh, halfway shook his head. He then tried to pretend to write on paper. Uh, um, a letter, book. Um, he then held up two fingers, shook his head, and put up one finger. First word? Okay. First word? And he shook his head, yes. Right. Then he tried to write a large letter T. Crisscross. Plus. He shook his head again, a little bit angrier. And then put his right hand horizontally on top of his left hand vertically to form a T shape, which she eventually said text. And he shook it, and he nodded his head, and lifted up one finger first, and then and then redid the time sign, to which she replied, first word, text. Okay, got it. He then opened his hands in, what's that? Little prayer gesture, little, and pretended to read from a book. And she said, I get it. This book. Okay. Now, okay, so I have a little bit of a problem. The problem is it's fine. She figures out textbook, but what about going to the window? Okay. Okay. Halfway, halfway, pointed to windows, and then to her, and kept doing so. Okay. Uh, Now, okay, let's do this a little bit differently. Uh, halfway held up two fingers in a sort of V. Uh, okay, halfway held up his index finger. Um, and then opened his middle finger alongside and kept doing this gesture until she realized he was saying two. He was saying 1 and 2. Um, two ways. He said, questioningly. I don't know if that's a real word, but we'll say it is. Two ways, he said questioningly, as he nodded. He then held up finger number 1, and she said, first way. Dang it. And he kept pointing toward the window. Come over to the window. Okay. Uh, That's the first way. Okay. He then held up another finger, did the same thing. Then he held up another finger. Halfway, then did only but be shy as a shade. He started air writing. Writing, said Vanilla, but halfway he shook his head. He then tried to pretend to write on paper in front of him. A letter, a book. He held up two fingers, shook his head, put up one finger. First word. He shook his head yes, then he tried to write large letter T. Crisscross, plus. He shook his head again a little bit angrier and then put his right hand horizontally on top of his left hand vertically to go for it vertically for a T shape. In a T shape. Which he eventually said text, and he nodded with his head and lifted up one finger first, and he read the time sign again, which she replied to. First word text, got it. Okay. He then opened up his hands and pretended to read from a book. Okay. And she said, she said, what? Wait, what? Okay. Let's see now. She then put everything together. Okay. Either want me to go to the window or check out a current textbook. And he nodded. Hit Control C, Control B. There we go. Okay, that isn't too long. I mean, in comparison to the other one, but it is kind of long. Hmm. Okay. Window. Window. Oh, I see. I see. So honestly, this should actually be over here because that's the window. 337, huh? Okay, let's do the thing. Okay, actually, let me look at the game itself. Kado, the window one basics. Window one basics, a conversation. Conversation. Window one basics. Conversation. Okay, so let's see how this works. Uh, we have two incommunicados, and this is the second one. That. Okay. Hmm. Um, give me a quick second. I can scratch my back. Okay, incommunicado, then somebody voice. Right. So these two go together. This is the end result. The at the window. Okay. At the window. Going over to the vanilla walked over to the window and could see nothing but a standard sunny day, the sunny nexus of worlds. He then walked back over to Halfway's image and shrugged. He then starts throwing these pebbles at the window. Walking over, she still didn't see anything, but could clearly hear everything. She then turned to him and said, and asked, "Are you outside the window?" To which he nodded yes. and she lifted her magic wand, said a few words, and soon her projection was full audio and visual worked flawlessly. Now face to face with halfway. Okay. Hit 1 to continue. Okay. Okay, so the next one is one basics. Okay. He decides to wait. Bella decided to check out the textbooks. And halfway pointed to the wand basics. What do you call that? Textbook. Pointed to wand basics. We'll just do it like that. Pointed to wand basics. You want me to read wand basics? She asked him, to which he replied emphatically. As she flips the pages, she realizes he wants to use a projection. Oh. Okay. As soon as she casts it, both her image and her speech is clear as a bell. She smiles. Says, okay. With Hebrew, I said, oh yeah. It says, QB. And exclaims, say it, she exclaims, QB. Halfway's only reply is, I told you never to call me that again. My name is Harold, but you can call me Halfway. QB, I love it when you're Here's turn red whenever you get mad. Anyways, what you okay, let's do the hit one to continue. Okay, now at the window, one basics. Let's look at the pages again. No, let's look at the page list again. Hubert's Old Flame. I did that, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Uh. Okay. So Hubert's Old Flame, Incommunicado. Uh. At the window, one basics. I could do the other Incommunicado and the disembodied voice. So technically speaking, I will have gotten 7 done, I guess, which is okay. Who knows? Maybe we can get the rest done tonight. Maybe if I can get this done in quick enough time. Okay, so let's go on basics. Conversation with an old friend. Okay, so this is actually the last. Okay, so yeah, I forgot the conversation with old friend. So I kind of did this off the top of my head, mostly because I keep seeing Hubert because of the name I was using, versus originally halfway, and so we're gonna kind of go with Hubert is actually kind of a nickname that he's got, and specifically Hubie, um, she shortened to Hubie, and so there's some history there. I won't really explain why she's calling him Hebe and not Hubert. In other words, uh, now Hubert isn't going to show up, so that probably won't be an issue. She's just going to call him Hebe. Nobody's going to know why she's calling him Hebe. That's just a sort of a nickname, kind of a pet name she gave him, basically. Um, so maybe Halfway's actual middle name is Hubert. No. Okay, so the joke was his last name is Potter, but he won't say it's Potter because of copyright infringement. In fact, the Potter estate, which is his ancestral home, has a makeshift R. So they turn the P into an R by adding a leg to the letter. That you can clearly see is not intended to be originally be an R. So it turns into the Rotter estate, and maybe his name was Harold Hubert Potter, and so he decided first he's not going to say his last name because, like I said, copyright issues, and then secondly, maybe she liked his middle name that she started calling him Hubie, and it's a thing that they had ever since they were together. Should should be here, darling. Darling. Evidently has um some loving names to call him. What do you call that? Darling dear and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's not technically a pet name, or is it? That isn't considered a pet name, right? Hubie would be a pet name, but anyways, maybe whatever. Um, yeah, pet name, I guess. I don't know. Uh, uh um, in a loving but nervous, but worried, not nervous, worried way. Why not? Wasn't I being confidant, best chief advisor, and best friend? Shouldn't I be doing something about all the trouble I've been having? These were merely rhetorical questions, but he needed to get the importance of this across to her. You know, she's here. I should do that. I don't know how you do that. Here, let's do it like this. This. You know, she's here. Right? What are you on about, Vanilla? Who is she? You know, the one that you gave half of your magic to? The one that you dumped me for? Her face turned a bit serious as if the memory made her. Violet's here. Yes, dear. Been here for a while. Not letting these old ladies go. Trying to get them to become witches. It's not going very well, as you can see. It's already 4 o'clock. Uh, Currently, it's for some sort of army, but I can't get anything out of her. Okay. Vanilla. I'm sorry. said halfway with the side. I don't really know what happened. It was like she had a hold on me. It didn't seem to have anything to do. I can't really explain it. So, and no better than to make excuses behavior. Maybe I know what it was, and when the time is right, I'm going to I'm going my revenge. And actually, I'm just making this dialogue up here. Because halfway gets his magic back. I don't know. You know what? I'll put a little note. I probably won't remember it, but I'll put a note here. From Camilla's dialogue in chapter 3, she wants to get her revenge, presumably on Violet. When the story actually has halfway confronting her, it is magic. I might rewrite it to where Canon is there and takes care of Violet for him. Yeah. Although it might be Max that does it, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I have to remember that there's a little nuance because I think Max takes care of her after she goes to Red. So I might do a thing, or I might just leave it. Who knows? Her expression. Uh, Her expression went from openly worried to furrowed brow and pursed lips. And as quickly as she changed to angry-faced, she changed back into the living worry. Vanilla that halfway new so okay. And then that's just to hit one, right? Hit one to continue. 0 to quit. Okay, that's a super long one. No, it's not super. Actually, it's not that long. That's actually pretty good. That's fine. This is fine. Okay, so now incommunicado. Hubert. Hubert. I should stop saying Hubert. Or go back to Hubert. One of the two. Halfway, put on a few hats. And then cupped his ears like he was listening to an ear horn. He then cast the projection spell. Inside the classroom, halfway's voice started booming. Vanilla, is that you? Everyone in the class clapped their hands over their ears and looked around for the source of the voice. Vanilla, startled for a second, realized he was using audio projection and please, Scooby, keep it down. Can you attenuate volume? Because my magic is a bit unpredictable these days. Converse. Okay, Hubie. Vanilla used her wand and casted an attenuate spell. And hit one to continue. But okay. Recipe on witches. Okay, so I'm gonna copy the conversation with an old friend. We're gonna copy this exactly. Then we're gonna say while looking room. Started blooming again. These are really meant, you know, did you give half of your magic to the one you dumped me for? Serious as if the memory painter. Violet's here. It's there. She's been free for a while, apparently. Uh, even though, okay, couldn't see her. Anyway, I knew what it was. And when the time was right, she changed an angry face. Changed an angry face. She changed back in the living. Halfway couldn't see her, but could tell everything was going on just by the tone of her voice. Now, there we go. All right. It looks like we got all those. So let's make the page list. This okay. So incommunicado, we got that. Somebody voice, we got that. Conversation with my old friend, we got that. We didn't get. Okay, we did 3. So we actually did 8. It's not bad. It's not bad. We did 8. I should probably go now. I mean, it's past 4 o'clock, and so oh shoot. You know what? Sorry about that. Not that anybody's watching, anyways. Probably. Although I know you do occasionally. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna call that a day, and if I get some time tonight, I might do a little bit more so I can finish up those last 3 and maybe even more to get ahead. But to be on time for 10 a day, I'm gonna see if I can do it tonight. But I should do my little recording here, as if we're at the end of the day, which we kind of are. Today is Monday, June 15th, 2026, and today I got several more pages done since oops, wrong one. Since my page list. Um, since there was an appointment and I had to leave, I've only got 8 done today, but in the session I did get those 8, and I might be able to get the other 2. Uh, I might be able to get the other 2 done tonight, maybe not. I don't know, but yeah. So I got 8 of these done. So all the stuff at Fairy God College, and now the only thing left is back at Wizard U. Okay, so thanks for watching and or listening and or checking out the VOD if you're watching later. And yeah, so thank you for watching.